Okay, everybody. It's me again today. It's Batty with Legend Studios. It's just me right now. So today I am going to be working on the colors for the Mandalorian poster that my dad did. If you haven't seen it, he posted the final pencils of his Mandalorian piece on Facebook. So I have already darkened the line work for that, and I'm starting to add the base colors. So this is where I'm at right now. So here are the inked ones, if you will. It's basically the line work that he did, but I just went in and darkened it. And I'll go in even closer as I'm doing the colors and clean up all the blacks and stuff. So this is it. This is the completed one. And I'm adding the flat colors right now, and I have my references right here for Boba Fett, which is the one I'm starting with right now. And there's my flat colors. So, yeah, I don't really have much to talk about right now. So yeah, how you guys doing? This is gonna be a very awkward video because I don't know what to talk about. I wish I could play music. Oops. I guess I could do royalty-free music. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. So basically what I do, as you guys can see, I pull the, I use this eyedropper tool. No, that's not my eyedropper tool. This is the eyedropper tool. So I use my eyedropper tool and I click on a color that I want to use. And I just end up, oops, I can't see. And I just really, obviously, roughly color in my lines. And then when all my colors are selected, I go back through and erase all the extra stuff that spills over. I think one of the reasons why I was so kind of apprehensive about doing this kind of a video is the fact that it's not a time lapse. I've said this before. When I actually watch coloring videos, I only watch the time lapse ones just because everyone's different. I find videos like this, like what I'm doing right now, I find it a bit boring. Time lapses, I think, are far more interesting. I think also I'm just really impatient. So anything that's over 12 minutes long, I'm probably not going to watch. Probably because my attention span's it's just too short. But if you guys ever want to see a time lapse of something, let us know, because we could choose like a shorter piece, like something that wouldn't take quite as long, and we can do a time-lapse video and show like an actual completed piece at the end, because obviously these videos tend to only be like 20-ish minutes long, and this is not going to get done in 20 minutes, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think a time-lapse video would be really cool to do. Probably on a comic page. I don't know yet. I don't know. So we want to hear from you guys and hear what you guys have to say. What is this? What is that? This is the other thing. Going off of like my dad's lines, sometimes, actually my lines too, to be honest. I do this a lot too with my own lines. There'll be a part or a line or something, and I don't know what it is. So I try to kind of go back and forth between my colors and the original illustration that I'm working with to see what I'm looking at, because right now I'm not 100% sure what this is. It looks like it might be a gun, but I don't know whose it is because I don't know where Boba Fett's other arm is supposed to be. So I have to skip that right now. And that happens a lot, especially with comic pages. I get confused very easily. All right. So I'm going to go through and clean up just the outside of my lines. And I don't know how to change it on here. Originally, when I was working in Photoshop, before this update happened, I was able to actually like, where's my magic wand tool? Is it? Yeah. So this is the magic wand tool. It's a selection tool. Originally in Photoshop, I could just select my background and only the background would be selected, and the only places that would, other than that, be selected would be this. Anywhere where there's like a break in a solid line would be selected. So a lot of the stuff that I wouldn't want selected would stay unselected, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, with this new system that I don't know how to change, any color I selects all of that color for one layer. So let me get rid of this. So if I click on my background, which is white, everywhere in the illustration on this layer, this black and white layer, all the white is going to get selected. So all of that gets selected, and that's not what I want. And it's a big pain because until I figure out how to change that option, I have to actually go through and erase everything on my own, which is fine because it helps me make sure I have like really solid lines, because it does the selection tool is good for like the bulk of the stuff, but you always have to go in and clean up your lines anyway. I just wish that I didn't have to do that, like, for all of it. So it's annoying. If anyone out there understands how this version of Photoshop works and how you know how to change it, please let me know. Until then, I have to suffer doing this. So, womp. Another thing I do, which you guys might end up seeing by the end of this video. I don't know. I don't know how far I'm gonna get before I end the video. But another thing I do, if I have multiple characters, I don't do what a lot of artists do, which is, again, just, I mentioned this before, I think last week. It's just personal preference. I don't have all my characters on the same layer. So when I get to Sabine will be next, Sabine Wren will be the next character I end up coloring. She's going to be on a completely separate layer than Boba Fett. And what I mean by that is Boba Fett, my Boba Fett layer is right here. Is that how you spell Boba Fett? Sure, why not? And then after that, I'll make a new layer and just go with Sabine Wren. And I don't know how to spell Sabine, so I'm going to go with Wren flats. And that's another thing on why I was nervous about having a video of me actually showcasing how I color and stuff. I tend to name all of my little layers over here, which helps me, organize everything. But I also don't spell very well at all. and it makes me really nervous because I misspell like some of the simple, like really simple words, and it's kind of embarrassing because it's like, well, why do you spell that word wrong? It's like, well, the layers are really, the name of the layers are supposed to be just for me, but once, you know, other people start to see them, they're gonna know how bad of a speller I actually am, which is fine. It's no secret at all. But at the same time, it's like, oh God, please don't make fun of me, my bad spelling. I'm a horrible speller, I know that. And then another thing, I don't know exactly what happened when it came to the scan, but something happened with the inks, and this weird crap right through here kind of showed up, all these little dots. I don't know what that is, so I've been having to go through and kind of erase those as I find them, which is pretty flippin' annoying. And that's, I think this came with an issue of it, the file, not the file, but the actual art piece, like the actual like paper that this was drawn on, was so large, like you actually had to scan it in, well, we had to scan it in pieces because we don't have a scanner that's larger than 11 by 17. And to show you guys, I know because of how this was drawn, Boba Fett doesn't have any more of an arm. He doesn't have much of an arm after this. So I have that right there just to kind of give an excuse on why there's no arm, just to kind of balance it out a little bit. I don't know how the background is going to look yet. I don't know if I'm going to do like a color gradient here. I probably will. Yeah, so I go back and forth a lot on changing stuff up as I work, which again is another reason on why I didn't want to. I do want to, but why I was so hesitant on doing videos like this, because I do change my mind a lot when I'm coloring, because I don't always have like a solid idea of what I'm doing for the color scheme or like the background as I'm working on it. Is typically I'll learn as I go type excuse me, type thing. And that happens a lot when it comes to anything that has a remotely colorful background or something that doesn't have a background, and I try to give it a background. A lot of the Nightmare Before Christmas ones that my dad did, a lot of them, some of them didn't have a background, and that's fine for inks. But when I do the colors, I like backgrounds. I like stuff to have like a full atmosphere. So like when I did the colors for Sally in the graveyard, and when I did the Nightmare Before Christmas toy print that my dad did, when I added the colors for that, I added a very colorful background for that, and it there was a lot of back and forth for me, just like on my own, on what looks good and what color scheme works, what doesn't work. That was not the right color. And you know, like if I'm watching a video, that's not something that I want to see. I don't know why. I don't want to see excuse me, I don't want to see your process. I just want to see it getting done. But again, that's just me. Not everybody's like that, which is fine, which is why I'm doing this the way I'm doing it. But again, I think a time-lapse one is definitely in the future. Okay. So Dad just walked in.
# I made it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this real freaking short.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, we're gonna close it here in a minute. Don't want to listen to that.
# yes you do.
Oh my god.
What's up, everybody? Thank you to everybody that left positive comments on the penciled Mandalorian set. That was a kick in the teeth drawing. But always seems like a good idea when I go looking for reference stuff. I'm like, ooh, this will be fun. Ooh, this will be fun. Oh, this will be fun. And then 3 minutes in, I'm like, this is horrible. What have I done? So what do you got going on here? You start with Boba Fett?
Yeah.
The Bobas? The Big B.
Actually, since you're here, what is this?
What is what?
Let me hide that. What is this right here? What is it? What is this thing?
That's Jango Fett's gauntlet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea what it was, so I'm like, I can't color that. Don't know what it is.
It's funny. I was drawing when I was going in doing the line work on Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell is this? Where'd this come from? And I'm like, it's not Sabine. Yeah, on Sabine's holster or anything. And I look at my reference piece. Oh, that's right. This is Jango. This is gonna look kind of weird.
Yeah, I was even saying that it happens a lot on, and it's not necessarily you. It's just because I don't know what. It happens a lot on your stuff where I don't know what some of the lines are, so I constantly have to be like, what is this?
Well, that happens to me too, because after I rough everything in, I can see what it is, but then by the time I go back and go over it, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
Oh, what did I draw? Yeah, because it takes me so long, I forget. So it's a frequent occurrence.
Oh, and then another weird thing that kind of showed up, and I actually didn't look to see if this was on the original, but all these weird little dots showed up. It's gonna go away once I finish up all the colors
That's just
and stuff.
It's not dots. I shaded a very light gray.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, because it's not an even hue. It only picked up.
Oh my god, that's so annoying. Because it showed up.
The same thing with the heavy blacks right there.
Like yeah, right that I knew what it was, but I think the way it ended up looking like that, why it looked like this, is because of how I did the levels when I darkened it.
Right.
Because it's like it looked like a grid.
Yeah. No, it's
and I'm
not.
like, what the hell is this?
Wow,
that's.
When I penciled the hue.
Super inconvenient. Thank you for that. Thank you for all that extra work.
Well, it's supposed to be. I think her pants are more of a nylon mesh. Almost.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go in and add textures and stuff, and that's fine. But okay. Yeah, they showed up. They showed up everywhere. Like,
oh yeah.
Good God, I have to go in and I had to go in and erase a lot of it actually before I started this. Like, Jesus Christ.
Why do you think I don't like inking my own work? It's not just the line work. It's stuff like that.
I think it's your slop work. It's you.
It's too much work.
You slop artist.
Yeah, it's too much work. I'll phone in as much as I can.
Yeah, no, you will.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I think we're about probably just over or just at 20 minutes.
I just got here.
Oh, too bad.
People like listening to my sultry voice.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. I've heard things.
They enjoyed listening to my monotone voice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Everyone loves it.
They were like, oh, where's the nearest roof to jump off of? Oh, this is horrible.
Good. Now everyone will know why I prefer time lapses. Yeah.
Time lapse. What?
Time lapse videos.
Oh.
There. So, unlike someone else's video, you actually saw me complete one step. The lines aren't clean, but at least it's done.
You just filled in the lines.
I got the flats on.
Oh my goodness.
The lines are not sharp yet, but at least it's done.
Look at me paint by numbers.
Yeah. My own numbers. It's paint by numbers, but I have to pick my own numbers.
Yeah, 1100111001.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, take that. Alrighty, everyone. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, if you have anything to say, I'm just like, say something. Okay, so we'll post this today or...
It'll be this evening.
Yeah, this evening.
So by the time you're watching it, it'll be posted.
Yeah.
So that's when it's posted.
Yeah.
When you're watching it.
Okay. All right, bye, everyone.
Pound sign, see ya.